Yes, it's a very simple and short presentation. उसको बड़ा करो। अच्छा ऐसे चलेगा क्या? This is a thank you very much. So why we would like to deal with the first issue comes with us, the why we want to deal with the ambient air quality. We want to, this is a natural resource and no one is making his composition. His composition is maintained for so many millions of years, and we are trying to alter the composition of the air. That we should not do, that we should prevent. That is the main philosophy behind this pollution control. And impact are really anthropogenic, because the natural sources is common and it is there for millions of billions of years, but we need to really control on the thing, on the anthropogenic part of the things. Again, if you want to maintain the management philosophy, what should be the philosophy in it? Reduction in the least impacts on the receptors. And human beings are also the receptors, so we need to control those aspects very carefully. And economic loss, the material loss are also equally important for us, and those are also an issue for protecting an environment. Urban environment, why? Because we are in urban, there is an urban environment, and it's the sources of a particular urban area is limited. And it is always a constant, maintains a constant, because the lot of acts, regulation, preventive measures are in operation, but these areas are really very sensitive. They are creating the heat islands. There is a barrier, it creates, the urban structures creates a barrier for the movement of the pollutants to move away from the area. There is a concentration zone also. So this urban area is being sensitive. We need to tackle these issues again very carefully. Then reduction control, that is, as Dr. Sengupta has also told, this is a kind of pollution control that we have to restrict our emissions from the inventories. And we don't have the adequate data for the inventories as on date. We are not really updating our information on the inventories. We have carried out our source of urban studies about 10 years back, and the information is not yet been implemented. What the information was given to us, it was not yet been implemented. And really, for an urban area, what is the linkage between the sources and metrology? That has not been carried out. IMD, they are doing it nicely. IITM Pune also, they are doing it nicely. But the information, inherent problem, why we are facing problem, this is also not being highlighted. And improve, as Dr. Professor Dave also told, in land use pattern, we have not taken care of the land use pattern. Delhi is living in a mixed zone. Entire Delhi is a commercial zone. Everywhere there is eateries, everywhere there are air pollution sources, everywhere there is vehicles. There is not a single kilometer of way where not find any vehicle, everywhere. So sources are abundant and the mitigations are not there. The standards are also, we have standard, and this is an expert area for CPCB is doing the expert, and we are developing the standard. And ambient air quality standard, now we are having the mandate for the ambient air quality developing standard, but no one has the mandate for its implementation. This is another issue for CPCB. No one has the mandate for maintaining the ambient air quality. Ambient air, to my opinion, the ambient air quality, it is not a standard, it is a indicative parameter in which direction we are going, and we need to compare time and again which direction we should live in. But we call it a standard, but we are never able to meet the ambient air quality standard. We are now living in the 4th generation of the standard, and if you see the history, entire history of Delhi, we were never been able to meet even the SPM standard even in the past. And the situation from those days have gone down. We have never altogether, we have never taken care to meet the standard or set the target, we have not done. So these were the standard. This is I'm not going to it. Now the management of air quality cannot be the only the regulatory aspect. It cannot be the only aspect. It's a dynamic, and we have to understand it's a natural resource management we are doing. So we have to manage the natural resource, nature first. Nature comes the first. And in this tropical temperate region, it is very difficult task. And there is a multi-dimensional. It cannot be controlled in a because I'm going through the negative issues so that we can land into the positive issues. What is required? What are the linkages are missing in the management of air quality for Delhi? What is the linkage we need to establish? What are the linkages we need to establish and demonstrate to the public so that the missing links, the connecting links can be taken care while preparing the things. It's a regulator have set the standard, the goal all the time. Now that's why we have emission norms, we have ambient norm, but we could not make a link between the data and the public. That we have not done. Recently we have started air quality index, we are telling it poor, moderate. At least some impression is going on. Now if we are able to meet this linkage, what is our role to play? If it is a poor, or it is a moderate, then, and if it is a good also, how much limit is given for our activity? This is also an important aspect to. Then, the influencing by pollutant concern, general city level, outskirts. Delhi is not a geographical area. It is supported, managed, even the food. All its utilities are managed from the neighboring states. So we cannot delink them. We have to connect them. We have to bring them under one umbrella. Topsoil is loose, there is no doubt. We are not able to manage our topsoil, and whenever there is a wind speed is high, it is going into the atmosphere. It is going into the atmosphere. Intrusion of pollutants from these are also an issue. Dr. Sengupta also said, Main-Seer region is required to be protected. We cannot think of pollution control thing only for Delhi. It is required to be done for the regional level. Wind direction, horizontal movement, the temperature. Because whenever the Delhi is working as a heat island, there is a great fluctuation in the temperature. Whenever there is a dropping in the temperature, there is a pressure droppage and there is an intrusion of the pollutants. That we need to establish when and how much. And at that time, what is the public? What are the expectations from the public? That is important. Mixing height, that is also very problematic. In Delhi, humidity, pressure is a landlocked city about Delhi. Then climate is also, it is established. It's a tropical temperate region and dust storms are important. And humid, one hand we are humid, other hand we are subtropical climate. These are the extreme. Delhi is situated in an extreme condition. Then vehicular growth, where we are standing. What is the exponential growth of the vehicle in 2012 with so many numbers of vehicles in so many exponential growth? There is no control on it. This is also, once we are thinking of maintaining a natural resource, we have to control our activity also. Because these are interrelated. And when we are going for it, we have to consider there should be some limitation. How many vehicles are to be allowed in the city of the roads? What is the density of the vehicles to be allowed on the road? Whether we have carried out those information and study. Then if there is a stoppage of the vehicle and junk, there will be heart attacks. There will be, it is bound to happen. This inversion capping is again common phenomenon in Delhi, and we are experiencing these things. The wind is moving around Delhi throughout the year. It is not constant that you will control one direction and we will have a background station in one direction and what is the intrusion we will note. But it is moving around Delhi. Entire Delhi is supported by the wind is support entire direction. Every month there is a change in the wind direction. And whenever there is a change, we cannot have the background from where it is coming. The natural phenomena are very important. If you really want to consider these, if you really want to analyze this information, if you correlate this information with the meteorological parameter, there is a significant relationship between the dispersion of the pollutants. CPCB's data tells there is no problem except in the particulate profile. There is no problem with the data so far. It is metals also are within the limit. The nickel is also within the limit. The profile was a monthly also. If you see the air quality data for our automatic stations also, it is maintaining a steadiness in the air quality. There are peaks. Those are the shared peaks due to some other factors of the thing. Benzene also. There will be local. There are petrol pumps. There will be localized information. Those sources are to be controlled. But as far as the ambient here is concerned, if the station is located really in ambient location, not away from the source, the first thing talks about this establishment of the station. If it is really within the ambient location, at least whatever the station we are having, what are the station even the IITM is having, they are not showing any insignificant things. The problem of pollution remains more or less since 2011. That was since the Commonwealth camp, we are really able to, Delhi's growth is not too much after that. Episodal days, I had a long discussion with Dr. Beg also. The episodal days are increasing. Why it is increasing? That is a climatic factor maybe. That's why Delhi is being knocked out as a number of pollutants. Particulates are a real problem for us, and since the Air Act came into force, since then it's a problem, and it is a sustainable. And cocktail of pollutants due to various activities, human activities of activity. That, of course, we don't have adequate data also. So what are the real things are there? Inadequate preempted data and chemical characterization is not done. But one thing, whatever the exposure I got in studied in Agra, dust is a boon for us. That I would like to take clear here. Dust is a boon for us, and it is all the positive ions. Dust is remaining as acting as a positive ions, and all the anthropogenics are negative ions. If you make a balance of these two, positive ions are always higher, and India is never going to have acid rain. Never. India will never have the acid rain problem because of the dust, natural dust. Now, how to air quality management is a science, but really we never thought this activity as a science because it is not a mandate for anything. Nobody has the mandate. Only Central Pollution Control Board and the State Pollution Control, they have the mandate. Land use planners, they are not involved. Transport, they are not involved. Vehicle managers, they are not involved. Public in general, they are not involved. We are depending on some studies that foreign studies have carried out, and they are demonstrating that extrapolating studies, health is going down, this much of death. A few days back also, particulates is killing about this much of 15% death is due to particulate pollution. And another page there is a constipation kills 10% of the population. Heart disease due to heart attack. So which one to be correlated? One stage they are saying the heart attack is increasing due to particulate. In another page of the same paper, constipation kills 10% of the Indian population. Where we stand? Which data to be taken? What was how the study was carried out? What was the methodology it was followed? So these are contradictory and confusion. India, we don't have adequate data. We have never treated this science as a science. We don't have never identified any institute who is doing it in a rational basis. Even as Dr. Sengupta said, we should only use certified instrument How many data was collected in India with using certified sampler? None. We used to claim that we have PM10 data, but we have never produced PM10 data. We have produced RSTN data. We have never produced. And those RSTN data is now extrapolated and converted into PM10 data, PM2.5 data. Tomorrow they will be converted. This is a fraction. We don't want to follow a technology. We don't want to follow a methodology. We don't want to follow a protocol. For the instruments even. When the instrument is certified, then the data quality will be important. Anyway, understanding and knowledge, really, we don't have systematic data. Health-based studies, we have not carried out the health-based studies very carefully, sincerely, methodically, systematically. We have not done. Then shared understanding, what is the problem among the major stakeholders? How many stakeholders meeting we have organized so far? How many interaction meetings we have organized? It is limited to some organizations. Those who are interested, they are coming, and others are doing business. Somebody is selling air purifier, somebody is selling this one. So this way air quality, it should be a national consensus that we want good air and I will participate in this program. Involvement of the stakeholder, if you say participation, it is our need, it is our requirement, it is our health point of view, it is our natural resource. That concept is different. Then scientists need to establish the global burden, our burden on health, our expenditure on health, our loss of economy on health. Those are also needed to be taken. Leadership in the national level is also very important. What we need, where we want to go, how and what we want to go. What is the roadmap? Short term, long term, what we need to do. Penalties, defined role of responsibilities. It should be an integrated, sir. I'm sorry. I've never wanted to hurt any person, but my personal feeling, I'm not really an expert in the air pollution field. But what I feel, we have never worked in this field very seriously and sincerely. Let us start doing something. Let us reach to the public. At least we should tell the public this is the role we are expecting from it. Let us build confidence on the regulatory and the researchers' data on the public. Let us get their participative role. Then we will be having a good air quality. Thank you so much.